Did you know that scientists can determine climate from long ago without having access to records collected by humans? They can use tree ring data, not just from trees that are alive, but trees that were fossilized as well. These proxy records, things like tree ring data, coral rings, ice cores, pollen, all these proxy records give us clues as to what the climate was like before humans were keeping records, or even before humans were here. In class, we typically do a tree cookie lab. And with that tree cookie lab, we take a look at the different rings that have been added to the tree each year. Those tree rings give us a clue as to what the growing conditions were like that year. Was it a year that they had lots of growth, or was it a year that was probably drought and conditions that didn't allow the tree to grow very much? So today I had the opportunity with a felled tree, I have one here in front of me that I'm going to show you in just a second, to show you what that would look like. So we would take pins and actually line them up with each year's data. So for each year there is a dark ring and a light ring. So a tree or any plant that's growing has xylem and phloem. So the xylem is pulling up water and nutrients from the soil, and then it goes out to the leaves where they can perform photosynthesis. The photosynthesis takes place, there are sugars that are created, and they flow back through the phloem to the roots. So as this process happens, these tree rings are formed. So let me turn around and I'll show you our tree ring. So I've marked some of these rings. Some trees are a little bit easier to read than others, but this would allow us to see what is taking place each of these years. Some of the years are going to be better growing years, and we could actually line this up with data that had been collected since this is a tree that has grown in modern times to see how it lines up. There have been tree rings that have had even bullets from the Civil War that correspond with that time frame. So tree ring data is one form of proxy data that scientists use to help us determine how the climate is changing and what changes took place over a period of time. So I hope you enjoyed the proxy records.